The Joker is the embodiment of chaos and madness, a villain whose mere presence evokes terror in Gotham. With his macabre smile and twisted wit, he is capable of unimaginable atrocities that defy morality. His actions, from ingenious assassination plots to terrifying psychological attacks, not only seek to destabilize Batman, but also to sow panic in society. What makes the Joker truly terrifying is not only his violence, but his ability to play with the minds of his victims, turning fear into his most powerful weapon. His madness is a chilling reminder that true horror can rise from the depths of the human mind. One of his most known victims is Barbara Gordon, as one of the most disturbing moments in Batgirl's history occurred in The Killing Joke, where the Joker arrives at the Gordon home to teach Batman a lesson. The way he does this is to shoot Barbara in the stomach, strip her naked, and torture her. This would have later consequences as the bullet hit her spine and she was left paraplegic for life. Even so, this would be a walk in the park compared to what the Joker can do, even to his own henchmen, as happened in the comic book entitled Joker, in which we see him locked up in Arkham Asylum, but not before entrusting certain operations to his employees. Monty had been left to manage Joker's affairs from their base of operations, a strip club named the Grin and Bear It. Eventually, the Joker would be released from Arkham, and upon returning to his base, he noticed that things had not gone as he had planned, so he had a private meeting with Monty to resolve unfinished business. After this, Joker decides to give a show to his henchmen to motivate them to recover Gotham City. Who comes out to the show is nothing more and nothing less than Monty, only he didn't have his skin. Joker had ripped it off piece by piece, all while he was still alive on stage, implying that you can't play with him even if you're on his own side. If you've seen the movie The Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix, probably the scene that made the biggest impression on you was the Joker's appearance on television where he ends up shooting the host of the show in front of the entire audience. In his comic book counterpart, we can find something similar, as in The Dark Knight Returns. We see how the Joker also goes to a TV show with his psychiatrist, claiming that he is a different person now and that he has changed. His words would be short-lived, because soon after he assures that everyone in the room will die. The Joker revealed that he has poison laughing gas flown into the studio via a flying talking robot doll named Bobby, then flies right out of the studio on Bobby's back. It's a truly disturbing sight, as the now dead studio audience are left with permanent, horrific Joker grins on their contorted faces, while the Joker is so nonplussed he can't even bring himself to smile. Not soon after this, through sheer force of will, he snaps his own neck in order to frame Batman for his murder. At this point, it's fairly obvious that Joker is one of the most criminally insane characters that ever existed in the comics. While Mr. Meztlek, an imp who wears a funny hat, is one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, with the reality-warping abilities of a god, mix them both together and you end up with Emperor Joker, a deity as terrifying as he is ridiculous. Mr. Meztlek has always been a potentially dangerous being, but thankfully he traditionally prefers to use his godly powers for mischief rather than pure evil. However, when Joker manages to steal his power, he wants to get up to a lot more than mischief. Within 69 seconds of gaining this power, Joker transforms the world into a brutal hellscape, with everyone stuck on a time loop of constant torture at the new Emperor's hands. Apart from repeatedly murdering Batman and resurrecting him so he can kill him all over again, Joker also decides to dabble in a bit of mass genocide. He does this by eating everyone in China in one sitting. Not only did Emperor Joker eat all 1.4 billion residents of the country, he made sure to be weirdly racist about it as well, eating them with chopsticks from a takeout box. Near the end of No Man's Land, after Lex Luthor helped Gotham return to normal after the earthquake that had devastated it for over a year, Joker saw it as a challenge to try to crush the city's hopes by committing a horrible crime. Kidnapping several orphans, the Clown Prince sent the Bat family and the Gotham Police Department on a chase through the city as they desperately tried to save the children. Sarah Essen, Commissioner James Gordon's wife, is the one who manages to corner the Joker at gunpoint in Gotham Central, where the Joker had hidden all the orphans. Sarah finds him holding a baby, so she asks him to let him go. However, the Joker proceeds to aim directly at her head, then throws the child into the air, and Sarah is forced to drop her gun to catch him. The Joker takes advantage of this moment to shoot her in cold blood. A pretty terrifying scene, as all the babies are on top of Sarah's body without knowing what is happening. Gordon and the heroes arrive on the scene. Harvey Bullock and Rain Montoya break the news to him in tears. He then points his gun at the Joker, with Batman at his side saying he won't stop Jim if he decides to end the villain's life once and for all. When Joker asks Gordon about his son James Jr., the commissioner shoots him in the knee. Laughing, Joker realizes that Gordon shot and crippled him, just as the Joker had done to his daughter. Batman comforts a broken Gordon, and at Sarah's funeral, Barbara sadly realizes that she had always referred to her stepmother as Sarah and had never called her mom. In Death of the Family, the Joker's madness would lead him to surgically remove his own face, only to staple it back on a year later, resulting in one of his most terrifying appearances ever. The Joker planned his revenge during that year, and begins by reenacting many of his previous crimes, killing many people along the way. Batman tries to stop him but runs into Harley Quinn first, who warns him not to go after the Joker, as according to her, he is no longer the same Joker she once knew. Eventually, Joker manages to corner Batman by showing him videos of his family, saying he knows all the identities, so he forces Batman to sit in an electric chair, which he uses to torture him. Joker takes him along with his friends, who have a bag over their heads. Joker removes them, revealing that he has cut their faces just like he did himself. This infuriates Batman to such an extent that he breaks the chair to help them. When he gets closer, he realizes that their faces were not removed. They belonged to someone else. The Joker's real plan was to infect them with a toxin so that they would kill each other while he escapes. But the opposite happens. Batman angrily hits the Joker and tries to end his madness by making him remember his former life, including his old name. The frightened Joker refuses to listen and throws himself into the emptiness of a waterfall. As we have seen so far, the Joker has caused immeasurable evil to the inhabitants of Gotham City. It is difficult to say which are his worst crimes, because he has also exploded a public school while everyone was inside. He also poisoned the city's reservoir, experimented on homeless people with his laughing gas, and even decided to shower Gotham with shards of glass impregnated with laughing gas, causing a massacre among the people who were on the street who, when dying, did so smiling. However, in one storyline of Gotham Central, a comic book series centered on the police force of the city, Joker commits what's probably his scariest crime to date. And what makes this one so unique and terrifying compared to the others is its simplicity and realism. Joker gets a gun, stations himself in a building, and shoots people. That's all he does. There's no rhyme or reason to the targets he chooses to kill. He just wants to cause chaos. This story serves as both a representation and a biting critique of the wave of mass shootings that have been plaguing the US in recent years. Gun violence has almost just become another aspect of everyday life. Gotham Central shows us that, at this point, it takes a colorful, eccentric villain like the Joker committing it to make anyone even take notice of it.